Ebusianfo, this video is going to show you how clueless the NPP government or the NPP political party is. Na omo eden krata bi ababeto the NPP fo maybe din krata no na obia ehu. Now the picture you are seeing on your screen Ghana Railway Development Authority. Omo awomo take delivery of 20 freight wagons are able supporting cargo operations across the railway network. Ghana. Mama Watiasia said His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the phase 2 of the big push agenda, even though the phase 1 no, some of the projects no, some of the projects maybe DAC the way side or no, still they are not doing it, but that one is a different matter. But even though you say the phase 2 of the big push agenda no, and they say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama per se or railway systems across the country, and every single Ghanaian knows said that is what we want as a country, because him say oko ekrebiase say oko to eduane ana oko to event saying eduane bia eya na ne bo efo na so eba bedu kuro kesie mu pe na ne bo den asem we be katre on say car ye ko fire say ye de kotwe aba no car ne na agi sika ni ntia na eduane ne bo ya den ti yenya cargo railway I betumi a movie from north to the southern side there a solve a problem kesiye enti screen is we 20 freight wagons railway authority a receive say ye de beye sa cargo freight e wo man we mu me hu video script say omo ahase a wo ye testing na entempa ye pese ye adwuma NPP fo hu ya dabi omo mpene omo ababa be release statement wo so ye baba be release statement no na we hu nsem a NPP fo kan, but before that no share pictures no enti eno ni ati ase train no eno no na trese ye de ababa do Ghana no. So Ebusianfo, let's read what the NPP is saying about Sade Fefeya Abayin Eye. Edian NPP Eka. Also, statement by the New Patriotic Party Transport Sector Committee on government acquisition of 2 diesel locomotives and 20 freight wagons. Into 20 freight wagons and then 2 diesel locomotives. Enya deketwa. 20 freight wagons. Wagons ye de befa ye de beye inyamano. 20 freight wagons. That's here. We are going to go into it. And then your first time waha Mr. Subscribe. Click the notification bell so. Oyan is our latest news biaba on Sabek. And this video is kindly sponsored by Corporate Logistica. Omo ye vehicle management company wa Ghana ha. Nejumo omo ye very simple. Uwa car kesiye, cargo vehicle kesiye. Na opese ye juma ma na onya so mfaso afre Corporate Logistica 0598022033. Omo abepe driver ma. Omo abe take maintenance. Na wa car ne ye no every month to beji aketua 2 times. Oyo ba na onim se ne etwi kasa kesiye no nso a Corporate Logistica from omo wejuma edema na mesrew oye Ghana ni a. One of the best things you can do for yourself is to learn how to invest in Ghana. Enkrofo bebre nim, but a licensed mutual fund ewa Ghana has say the average licensed mutual fund wa Ghana has say all you need is 500 cedis every month. To make the 500 cedis every month eto licensed mutual fund ewa Ghana ha mo a na e bia wa wo ba fresh oba ne be di 19 years no na wada ne millionaire kofu bebre nim sa ade so we di 20 years now to me yes ade na by the time be di 39 na wada ne millionaire. How many 39-year-olds ewa Ghana ha eno be to me abosti some year millionaires? All you need is 500 cedis a month. Book we bet show that type of investment and any other investment or my way more ebeboa. Intino link no comment box ni mu. The number on the book you can call to get the PDF or the video of the book. And as up a hard copy of the book and then so call Amazon. Now I search for the Ghanaian investor. Now what to book no. Now Yambra NPP4 a letter eso. I say the Minority Transport Policy Committee welcomes the announcement by the government of Ghana regarding the acquisition of 2 locomotives and 20 freight wagons intended to support freight operations within Ghana's railway sector. Any investment aimed at reviving rail transport, improving freight mobility, and reducing pressure on the nation's road network is a step in the right direction and deserves commendation. Every effort to restore operational capacity should be encouraged. However, while you see brofun obi can be bina as or can semama na yede no kokko however pe also who say that is the main thing of person can no share that no person can wa share that no o sha asioka so o abrantie de ne ho ofio ni hu ye we o nanso say nanso no na ko person kan ba wa share that e no de nti MPP for the omo ye no omo share that so wo ya de pa however inti however na sembe no kan o say however, while the government has understandably highlighted the arrival of the rolling stock, it has failed to provide Ghanaians with important details necessary for an objective assessment of the acquisition, or the nature and age of the locomotives. So, Monsieur, abaya ya dear, and Yamano de Banebebwa announce Ghana Fui. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, dear Wakofa Bay, on can be beyond Tremo. Dear one country, when they say, Adiana or de Bano. On can the age entry moye entity asemo moka as the nature and age of the locomotives. As the credible information available to the minority caucus indicates that the new locomotives are nothing but toys fit for the museum. Information indicates that the locomotives are refurbished British Rail Class 56 diesel electric locomotives originally manufactured in the United Kingdom between 1976 and 1983, and last operated by Colas Rail. These class of locomotives manufactured were 135 in total, but as we speak, less than 15 continue to remain in service with considerable less capacity and efficiency. NPP force yo! Idea we are Mahama akwa by a toy. Dienta na idea na toy ya. Omo ye no omo ye wo abrotre 1976. Eno mo yes adie we ene de Mahama akwa fa breyen wo Ghana ha omo ahye akwa ko siesie eno mo de abreyen wo Ghana ha se yenye dey yen yusu MPP for some mo kan no. Or say while refurbished locomotives can still provide useful service life when properly maintained, Ghanaians deserve full transparency regarding the age, operational history, refurbishment scope, expected remaining service life, and total life cycle cost associated with these assets. We are said there train na ya ne de dada kra no obetumi esiesie na we use now so Mahama ban bra me country Ghana for say train no how long no we use Ghana for ye use a eka ye de be use ye dey how long na ye nso ye betumi use MPP for some mo kan no. I said that British Rail Class 56 was designed primarily for heavy freight haulage and earned a reputation as a powerful and robust locomotive capable of moving substantial loads. However, these locomotives were built more than 4 decades ago, and despite refurbishments, they remain products of an earlier generation of railway technology. Their mechanical systems are considerably older than those found in modern freight locomotives. They generally require more intensive maintenance interventions, and their operating costs are typically higher when compared to contemporary locomotive designs that benefit from advances in efficiency, diagnostics, and reliability. At the end of 40 years ago, Enti no okotaba na obeye hu adwuma eya na eka wo ho because modern ones aba enti old ones ne de eya na oboka na odi siesie enti ade we de ende Ghana ye beboka MPP for some vocal no. I said the critical question is therefore not simply whether locomotives have arrived, but whether they represent the most sustainable and cost-effective solution for Ghana's railway sector over the long term. Intenya se Ghana for ye nije hu se o ye si train aba sebe brodie a airpro ewe krebiase a yenya brodie ni ntumi ntwe embra krokesim no train aba ye de kofa brodie na ba krokesim no ene no na wo se Ghana for ye dwen hu enye no na wo se ema ye nije na saa de we ya abeyi edisɛn ni age no ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɛyɛ sustainable ana. And they went further to talk about the maintenance and spare parts concern. Or say the acquisition also raises legitimate concerns regarding maintenance sustainability. Mr. Remo, you want to wait for what I'll tell the NPP. I just have one thing to tell them. Into Mr. Remo, they're training. Right. You go through your mechanism back up. It was said the acquisition also raises legitimate concerns regarding maintenance sustainability. The British Rail Class 56 fleet has largely been withdrawn from mainstream service in many parts of the world. Consequently, sourcing replacement components may become increasingly difficult and costly as manufacturers discontinue production and inventories diminish. Governments must therefore explain what long-term spare parts arrangements have been secured, whether a strategic stock of critical components has been acquired, what technical support agreements exist with a refurbishment contractor or specialist maintenance providers, what training program has been established to develop local maintenance capacity, and whether life cycle maintenance costs were fully evaluated before the acquisition was undertaken. And so here, bisa questions. Oh, I didn't check. It would be some problem. They say a old thing. Inti train a check. Sisiano yakwa koto abe say ya yebenya baby a better spare parts ana asemo mo kanono. Enyama ne bi enho aye din. Inti ye training Ghana fo a omo beye maintenance ho ana asemo mo kanono. Ghana's railway sector currently has limited experience maintaining this particular class of locomotive. Without adequate technology transfer, specialist training, and guaranteed access to spare parts, the country risks acquiring equipment that may become increasingly difficult and expensive to keep operational. So show my Ghana, ye need know-how, ye need to train we to me a young juma. It's young henny ya the adiba never be say ya na than a toy. Inchano mudin gangaza they were toy ni akwakoton. They went further to talk about the lessons from previous rolling stock procurement. Or say the situation inevitably invites comparison with the acquisition of the modern diesel multiple unit procured under the previous NPP administration from PESA of Poland. And see, they have to find a way. Once they're politics, so they have to find a way to show say, oh, omo bread here, omo ye there since into omo bread train our mokoto free Poland no, omo say osha ene there near a modern one. I see those trains were supplied as newly manufactured rolling stock, and importantly, were accompanied by extracted maintenance and technical support arrangements. Forget about the fact that the omokokoto you know a passenger train and away a cargo, you know. But this is the NPP. They don't think say Ghana for we are supposed to know better, and so the NPP, their MPs who are supposed to know better can decide to write an official document and compare a cargo train to a passenger train. It is only the NPP. It is only the NPP. It is to me as a no. Or metina say no more compare cargo train to passenger train. Why? Because someone him say we Ghana for there we train via a train. Into young country or train via a train. Yes. Into no. I say preparedness of the Tema Impakadan Railway for freight operations. I say beyond the rolling stock itself, serious questions remain regarding the readiness of the Tema Impakadan Railway corridor for sustained freight operations. The success of the intended freight operations depends not only on locomotives and wagons, but also on the supporting logistic infrastructure required to efficiently transfer cargo between rail and water transport on the Volta Lake. The Impakadan railhead is intended to function as a critical intermodal transport point, yet there are concerns regarding the availability of essential cargo handling equipment, including mobile harbor cranes, reach stackers, container handling systems, bulk cargo loading facilities, and other intermodal logistics infrastructure. Also, without these facilities, the operational efficiency and commercial viability of freight movements between Tema and Pakadan and destinations along the Volta Lake would be severely constrained. Government must therefore clarify whether the necessary handling equipment has been procured, commissioned, and tested for full-scale commercial operations. So, train na kwan na eya na yede fa so Pakadan kwan na yede be fa so kra no, eno kra no yen hyedan ye nyama bi. This is the same NPP. That time no. Omo ye Pakadan railway we omo di ye tu no and ye and omo say Pakadan railway ne kra no hyedan ni nyama bi ade we betumi aba be fa so nti na ban ni mran be trese wa ye san nyamba na. And it goes on. Government's broader rail sector commitments, conclusion. Let me just read the conclusion, because at this point you know what the NPP is trying to do. In the conclusion, I said the Minority Caucus supports all genuine efforts to strengthen Ghana's railway sector and welcomes the addition of rolling stock that can contribute to freight transport. Nevertheless, transparency, sustainability, and commercial viability must remain central considerations. The acquisition of refurbished Margaret Thatcher era locomotives should not be presented merely as a symbolic achievement. Ghanaians deserve full disclosure regarding the age, cost, and condition of the equipment, maintenance arrangements, spare parts availability, operational readiness of the Tema-Pakadan corridor, freight demand projections, and the government's broader strategy for fulfilling its railway development promises. And it goes on into NPP 4 and trese omuatro sankrata we are a day to. Now at this point I want everyone to understand, say NPP members no more parliament no. You know what they want to do at this point is to do whatever they can do to impress Baumia. At ya say enti asem was sector bia expect say MPs na omo take care of those sectors no ebeba abontin omo aba be kan sebe enkwaya asem afansem ne ho. And that's exactly what we are seeing right now. Now asem ba akopa me say me person me kan say me a me miti he say sebe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or the apotro car ti de make no say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so the apotro car ene besi real kwan ne so na you say at least it to me the far cargo in Niane a free a crebiase it to me the babe piemu ewa kurokesium na a man Niane ne bo eko for moi and hey imagine this. It is better than not having a cargo freight in Ghana. Say ya potro campo no dibe si railway ne so na yes ejuma na ma ye nkra na meje than we not having a cargo freight in this country. I don't know what you have to say, but the comments box is for you.